Hello, this is Jessica. Thought I would do just a little flip through of some of my journals that I've made and have listed for sale on Etsy. Just because it's so limiting on Etsy, the number of photos that you can upload and things like that. I thought this would be a really good way to um, let you see the whole thing. And obviously, not my idea to do that. But um, anyway, so here we go. I'll just do a quick flip, and well, it might not be as quick as as I want. This is a pretty fat journal. It's just made out of a Encyclopedia of Modern Sewing. I can't remember when the original book was published, but it really, I don't know. I like the feel of it. I like the color. It's a neat kind of maroon color. So the spine was in pretty good shape, so I decided to, keep that intact. And it's a pretty chunky book. I think there's, yeah, just two signatures in here. I have a tendency to make those signatures pretty fat. So I guess it would be helpful to know like the dimensions of the book. So let's see. So it's measuring about 6 inches by 9, and then the spine is honestly only about 1.5 inches, but then down here it's 4 inches. So yeah, pretty fat. Um, so just a seam binding closure here with it's kind of a double layer. I love seam binding. I just think it's so pretty and old looking and cool. And this is actually really old seam binding. I usually only use seam binding that I pick up at thrift stores and garage sales and things like that. So it is genuinely vintage. Anyway, so on the front, just have these book corners that I picked up on Amazon. I really like them. I just glue them on. There might be a couple hot glue strings here and there. And then I just put together these little embellishments that are made out of some old lace, some new lace, paper flowers, a couple of charms, some old little sequins, things like that. A little tiny paper doily, and just probably glued it on the front there. So the back is undecorated, but anyway, so here we go. Tried to leave, I obviously wanted to be able to see most of the front cover on this book since I thought it was so pretty. So here we go. Most of the paper is coffee dyed. Maybe some tea dyed. I can't remember. But anyway, so a bunch of little tags, and where I needed to, I just stapled the ribbon on, and scraps of lace and things like that. Some stamping, little organza bag attached there. And then just some tags inserted. This is like a belly band, like a vertical belly band, little booklet. And you know what, guys? I honestly, I do not pay attention to where I get papers from, things like that, like manufacturers of paper. It's not important to me, so I don't really pay attention to that kind of thing. I know that a lot of people on YouTube are really, really good about that, and I know that there's probably a lot of questions that are posed to that. Where'd you get that paper and that kind of stuff? But I honestly, I don't know. Where just different places. Anyway, so just kind of go through. There's like a little safety pin here. I think that's a Tim Holtz. And then I just, whenever I find fabric or things like that, I just feel like I could use that. I'd keep it. And so this is just a piece off of a blouse that was my mom's actually, and it's velvet. And I've been hoarding it because I just think it's so pretty. It was this really neat floral pattern in all different colors and stuff like that. So Anyway, some fussy cut flowers. Here's another booklet. Just oh, so this is like from an old pattern, some coffee dyed. I think that's tracing paper. And then this is that paper that they use, that painters use for masking off like windows and things like that. And I just love it. I like the texture. So I've used a lot of that lately. And it's stitched together. A lot of the stuff in this book is stitched. Some of it's just glued and stapled, but a lot of it's stitched. So this is actually a piece of onion paper that I coffee dyed. Picked up a huge box of it at a thrift store here where I live, and I was like, woo! Anyway, coffee dyed. This is like resume paper that I found at a thrift store. Coffee dyed that. Obviously, a piece of lace there. Some old coffee dyed tags. I'm sure you recognize the Tim Holtz paper, that kind of stuff. And I just can't throw away anything. I keep these just little, you know, cutouts and things like that. I save them forever, and I don't know. Anyway, little tags stuffed in there. Excuse me. I like this one. I like the eyelash trim. It's kind of fun to work with. Well, vintage ledger paper. There's another little booklet in here. There's a lot of booklets in here. Pocket, stuff like that. This is actually a little waxed paper bag. Large sort of wax paper bag. Anyway. There's the back of an old pattern that I stitched onto a piece of paper. Oh, there's the front of it. Oops. Stuck on a staple. Some more onion paper. Some seam binding there. A little flower I made out of pattern, sewing pattern tissue. There's kind of a lot of writing space, I guess, in this book if you're into journaling. And I hope I'm talking loud enough. Haven't tested that in this configuration yet, so hopefully that works out. Anyway, a bunch of little paper flowers with some sequins and stuff like that in the middles. A little tag made out of the Rick Rack card. I thought that was so cute. And I actually sewed this book together with the seam binding. I just, you know, slipped it through, and it's attached with a thick piece of cardstock in here. That's what I actually stitched the, excuse me, that's my son screaming about his video game. Anyway, two signatures stitched onto the cardstock and then attached on the inside of the book. Tags. Like I said, I don't know where this stuff comes from. I do know that came from Flow, the Flow book for paper lovers. That little sticker. So that. Little butterfly, what you call it, cutout thing. I just love it when I come across a like an estate sale or something like that. Whoops. Where there's just old sewing notions and things like that. I always buy them. Always, always. I love them. And even the tiniest little piece of fabric or lace is just, I can't throw it away. I have to use it somehow. Little buttons. There's a lot going on in this book. This is actually a booklet that's inside there. I might redo that. I don't know. It's a little tight in there. It's a little tag. Onion paper. Just a little tuck spot. There's another one of those, that is the bag. I kind of messing around with the pattern tissue and some old fabric. Oh, I stuck this in there. This is just a little booklet that I made out of some book paper and layered it up. I was making it for another project, but I just kind of wound up getting stuck in here. This zipper does not do anything except that, but this is a little pocket. And I did use a lot of the paper from the actual book, gessoed some of the pages, and then obviously did some stitching on there. I love that red button. It's the end of the first signature. See, they're quite fat. Just another little booklet. This is from that Fisker's Edge puncher thing. I don't have a lot of those border punches. I don't know. I have a few that I picked up on clearance or whatever, but I don't have that many of them. They're cool, but I just don't want to spend the money on that kind of stuff. So I got other things that I spend my money on. Oops, I thought that was a booklet. Anyway, little tag. Some old snaps, little teeny ones. Tag. I know that I painted this flower with something and then used some like mica powder on there, but I can't remember what it was. Some buttons. Oops, that's stuck on there. Oops. Love the sound of this onion paper. I like this little tag too. Here's another one. I don't know what that's from. Oops. It's a little booklet. Just book pages from the sewing book. a little envelope I made with the book page. Little tags. That's the back. And there he goes again. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.